explain this a little bit, the EMF rocks. I mean, this has become a major issue. I mean, beyond anything else. What is out there as far as EMF protection, and how do the rocks work differently? Why do they work? Let's get into that, because that's what I think people want to know.
Ever since we put electricity into our homes, Gary, it's been challenging for our bodies. And on the scale of all the bigs, cancer, suicide, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, cardiovascular disease, infertility, the cancer, they've all gone skyrocket. But the one consistent one that's increased probably the most is the non-native EMFs. And that's all documented in the book, The Invisible Rainbow by Arthur Firstenberg. Now, when we're sleeping, our brainwave state is 1 or below 1 to 8 hertz or waves per second. That's a beautiful delta or theta brainwave state, which is really close to the Schumann resonance of the healing pulse of the earth at 7.83 hertz or waves per second. And then when our athletes are in the flow, everyone calls it in the zone, and they can't miss, their brainwave state's about 8 to 13 hertz or waves per second in an alpha brainwave state. So when we convert these to waves per second, everyone can understand and grasp that the 2.45 billion waves per second of a cell phone, the 60 to 90 billion waves per second of a one-directional 5G phone are completely different, and so 10 zeros faster. So if we had 10 zeros to someone's bank account, that's a big difference. You add 10 zeros to the speed of a polarizing one-directional waveform to our environment that chips away at our biofield, that changes the chemistry in our body. It's a huge difference, and it's really disruptive for sleep.
So the idea is that our natural waveform is native, and it goes out like ripples in a pond. Devices and electricity is like an arrow that pierces that native ray. So instead of circulating, I got one that goes right through to me. I hold the device, it's cutting through mine, which is breaking my circuit technically. And whatever happens in the outside happens in the inside. Would that be a way to explain it?
Exactly, 100%.
The traditional ways to do this, to block this, is we use things to block it or things to convert it, like a device that converts it, or a challenge that changes a waveform, or another one that pushes it away. But those aren't necessarily the most effective way. They do something, they feel good, but there's not necessarily the most effective way, right?
Right. And my take on it is, and we've already acknowledged it, that no one does it better than nature.
Yes.
So the key to everything is to get out into nature. And Eileen McCusick says it in a really profound way. She says we get a negative charge from the earth, we get a positive charge from the unpolarized light of the sun. We'll breathe in minerals. Hopefully we get it from our food these days. And then we get more from the water, and then we get that. The water is the conductivity of it all. If we're missing any one of those key elements, that's where our body battery is going to be compromised, and we'll see signs of dis-ease or lack of energy. Since nature does it best and has the most incredible resonance, why wouldn't we use that as the answer? Because we already use it outside. So we're taking her resonance and we put it in a bag, and the bag looks like this. Basically, they're hand-mined crystals, and then we put it inside this, and this is the end product, that you put on your bed to create a coherence. And so then the question remains is, how much of the resonance of the earth can I bring in my home to create that coherence, that balance between all these polarizing waveforms? So we've established protocols with it to do that.
So the idea is that the crystals are silica crystals. So they actually match us, because
yes,
we are absorbent of these frequencies, and that's why they're wet. By being wet, and doesn't affect, of course, the signal goes right through the bag like it goes through a wall. So the wet crystal is a more effective crystal. If we're dehydrated, we malfunction. So that's why you keep them in the bags. Now, what they're doing is absorbing. When that one directional line, I got this big circle around me, the drop in the water, and then that one line spear comes through to me. I put that absorbent bag down below my bed, and it's enough to draw the signal away from me and my disruptive field. Is that a way to say it?
That's exactly it. We double seal our products to preserve them. The last 2 to 4 years, we hand mine them. They're so strong. The resonance is really powerful.